Hi everyone, welcome to Poonam's Kitchen. In this video, let us see how to store coriander, that is cilantro leaves and stems, for a long time. Here I have a bunch of cilantro or coriander leaves that I wish to store. I'll begin with trimming the ends. The ends here are hard and dirty. I'll trim these using kitchen shears. I'm removing only a very little portion of the end, just the hard and the dirty part. The rest I'm going to store. Once the ends are trimmed, I'll remove this tie here. The bunch is usually put together using a rubber band or a tie like this. I'll remove it. I'll open up this bunch here on a paper towel. I'll now sort this. I need to remove any yellow, bruised, dirty leaves and stalks. Something like this. This one is totally bruised and yellow. I couldn't be using this. So I'll remove all such stems and leaves. After sorting, I am left with all that I need to store. I'll air dry this for 15 to 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes and now I'll sort these leaves. To begin with, I'll take a stalk, a stem, and hold it in such a manner between my thumb and forefinger from the tail end and pull the leaves downwards like this. So I have the leaves separated from the stem. This trick of sorting works with stalks that are a little firm. I'll put this stem aside and the leaves separate. I did this to show you how the trick works, but I'll be saving some of the fine stems along with the leaves. I'm not going to remove the whole stem, something like this. Some fine stem, soft stem along with the leaves and the rest of the stem separate. This is how I wish to store this. You choose the length of the stalks that you want along with the leaves. It's a very personal choice. Some people use only the leaves, some people use the whole stalk along with the leaves. I'm collecting all the stems in another plate. I'll be storing these. I'll first sort the whole bunch and then I'll show you how to store this. Here I got all the cilantro leaves that I wish to save. These are the stems that many people throw away. But believe me, these are so flavorful. They're so aromatic. You just pick one stalk and smell it. Whatever flavors you get from the leaves, you get from the stalks as well. You could use these stalks while making the tadka for curries or in soups, or you could flavor your smoothies with this. And you can store this for several months. Yes, several months. And this is the wastage, the yellow and the bruised leaves and the limpy stalks. So this goes in the trash. Here I have an airtight container. In the container, I'll place a big paper towel, more than double the size of the container. Choose the size of the container proportionate to the quantity of the leaves. I'll transfer the leaves onto the paper towel. You don't have to press these. These need to be loosely packed. I'll fold the paper towel from all ends. I'll cover this with the lid. This is an airtight container. I'll cover this and store this in the refrigerator at a place farthest away from the freezer vent. Another option would be to store these leaves in a Ziploc bag. Transfer a few leaves onto the paper towel in the center and roll it like this. And transfer these to a Ziploc bag. Well, actually, all the ends of the paper towel should be folded inwards. I'll very soon show you why I say so. Also, try not to overcrowd too many cilantro leaves in one set of paper towel. Zip this up. Whether you store the cilantro in a Ziploc bag or in a container, always store them in a place farthest away from the freezer vent. That way they last longer. If you're storing in the Ziploc, try that these do not get crushed. So place it in such a manner that nothing comes over this. For that reason, I prefer the box, because the leaves do not get a chance to crush. I'll transfer the leaves to the box, and for the rest of the experiment, I'll continue to show it to you in the box itself. Make sure that the paper towel is folded from all the ends. This box now goes in the refrigerator. Keep checking on the leaves every 4 to 5 days. and if the paper towel gets moist, I'll change the paper towel. Now, how to store these aromatic stems. I'll first rinse these thoroughly 2 to 3 times. I'll then soak it in water for a few minutes to get rid of any dirt and any impurities, and then strain this. For some ease, I cut the stems into smaller pieces. I'll allow the stems to sit on the strainer for a few minutes and then transfer these onto a plate or a tray. Spread these so that there is minimum overlap. I'll move this plate to the freezer for some time. It's been an hour and the stems are now frozen. I'm sure you can hear the sound. So now I need to transfer these to a Ziploc bag. Here I have a freezer safe Ziploc bag. I'll write today's date. Today is 14th March. I'll transfer these stems to the Ziploc. These bags can be reused any number of times till the time they tear off. If you wish, you may use a freezer safe container to store the stems. You could use these stems in juices, soups, marinades, pastes, sauces. There are so many uses for these stems. We should never throw these. And these are so very flavorful. So I'll zip this up. I'll leave a small opening at the end. I'll press to release as much air as possible because now this has to go in the freezer. We do not want any ice crystals. And now zip this up completely. And move this to the freezer and use this for several months. This is all about how to store the cilantro leaves and the stems for a long time. Continue watching to track how the leaves do for the next few days. It's been 2 weeks since I stored the cilantro leaves. Let's take a look how they're doing. Last week I had checked on the leaves and they were all in good condition. I had then changed the paper towel as it had gotten moist. Now I'm transferring the leaves to another fresh paper towel. I want you to note that this is the set of leaves that were at the bottom of the box, away from the lid. I'll wipe the box as well as the lid with the paper towel because there will be some water droplets. So I'll wipe it. Now let's take a look at the leaves. The leaves look pretty firm. In 2 weeks, a few leaves have turned yellow. I'll remove those leaves. But if I were to use this cilantro, then in the last 2 weeks, I would have used these leaves first, the ones that were showing signs of deterioration. So not too many leaves, 4 or 5 leaves that I have to remove right now. I'll fold this paper towel and store this in the box. This goes back in the box, folded on all the ends. Now this one is the set of leaves that was closer to the lid. And it is the lid from where some air manages to seep in. And here if you notice, the leaves have shriveled a little bit. You have to excuse me for the fewer leaves. I had to take out some leaves for a recipe last week. I'm removing all the leaves that have gone bad, any leaves and stems that have gone bad. And again, folding this paper towel and putting it back in the box. Folded on all open ends. That is important. We want minimum exposure to air. And this is the wastage after 2 weeks. The yellow and the bruised leaves and the stems. This box would now again go back to the refrigerator at a place away from the freezer vent. It's the 8th of April today. It's been more than 3 weeks now. And let's take a look at the leaves that we stored. Now I can see that the leaves are less firm than last time and more leaves have started to turn yellow. I'll remove all those leaves that I now think that I won't be using. Now this is an experiment to show you how many leaves you can store and for how long. Otherwise, when at home you're storing the leaves, whenever you change the paper towel, pick out the leaves that are showing signs of deterioration that you think might go bad first. So use those leaves first. For now, I'll save these leaves. Now I'll check the other set of leaves. In the first look itself, you can tell that this set of leaves is better than the first ones. The ones that were close to the lid of the box had more wastage. The ones at the bottom are more crisp. They are more firm. I'll be able to use all these leaves now. So now I'll change the paper towel. So if periodically you keep checking, keep changing the paper, you could use the whole bundle. Now this one would again last for a few more days, easily for the next 5 to 6 days. Hang on with me to see how the leaves last for the next few days. Now I have seen that the ones that are closer to the lid are getting bad first. So a little tip, put this upside down, the folds towards the inside of the box for minimum exposure to air. The box again goes back in the refrigerator. Today is the 13th of April, exactly a month, and let's see how these have been doing. The leaves have turned yellow. They haven't bruised, but they are yellow. Most of them lost a lot of color, and like last time they were pretty crisp, but they are not as crisp now. But still these could be used. Most of them could be used. Remember, the leaves lose a lot of nutrition as they turn pale. I would set the outer limit for using the cilantro leaves at a month. That too if the leaves were in the best condition to begin with and if they were stored in the proper conditions. This set of leaves that was closer to the lid is now totally gone. I couldn't be using these. The one that was at the bottom has done better. So this is all about my experiment with storing cilantro leaves. I could sum up this experiment in this way. Start with the best leaves possible. Air dry them. Do not let them wilt when air drying. Use the stalks, store them properly in the freezer. I experimented with an airtight plastic container with a glass jar and in a Ziploc bag, and I got similar results as you've seen in this experiment. Keep checking the leaves after every few days. Change the paper towel, sort the leaves, remove the ones that might go bad. Use those first. Do use the cilantro stems. You'll love their flavor. If stored properly, cilantro will definitely give you value for your money. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked my method of saving cilantro leaves and stems. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Poonam's Kitchen on YouTube. A click on my picture on the screen will take you to Poonam's Kitchen channel on YouTube. Thanks once again. I'll see you very soon with a new recipe or a new trick. Till then, bye.